Hi, my name is Rebecca Edwards and today I'm going to go through with you a short Pilates practice for you to do at home or wherever you are. So start off standing with your feet hip distance apart and bring your hands into a triangle shape over the front of the pelvis with your fingers on the pubic bone and the thumbs together. In that position, can you now start to roll the pelvis back and forwards, keeping the shoulders still. So this just loosens out the lower back and helps us to find our neutral spine and our neutral pelvis. So as you're tilting the spine back and forwards, just feel how the tailbone points back and then points under. And then start to make those tilts a little less and less each time, until you feel your tailbone lengthening down towards the floor. The thumbs and the fingers should line up with each other. And then put one hand on the front, one hand at the back, and we want the line of the pelvis to be pointing down, rather than back or forwards. So once you've got that position there, just zipping up the core muscles, lifting up through the pelvic floor, zipping in the lower abdominal area, and softening the ribs down. Take an inhale as you float both arms up with the shoulders nice and relaxed, and exhale, bring the arms down. Notice that when I'm floating my arms, I'm trying not to let my pelvis tilt out of this position we've just set it in. 3 more, inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. Breathe in, staying down through the rib cage. Breathe out, just gently lifting through the abdomen. Inhale, and then exhale. Bring the hands behind. Hold on to your right wrist with your left hand and bring it across to the left side of the waist. Take the head slowly over to the left, just stretching out the right side of the neck. And then bring the head back to centre again. This time, if you can hold on to the left wrist over at the right side of the waist, and take the head slowly across to the right, keeping that left shoulder relaxed down, and just gently and carefully stretching in the left side of the neck. And then bring the head back to centre again, and release the arm down. Give the shoulders a few rolls, rolling in a backward movement. And as you roll the shoulders, just feel the shoulder blades making that movement across the back. Feeling little knots of tension starting to smooth away. Do that one more time. And trying to stabilise the shoulders just by bringing the shoulders back slightly and sliding them down the back and reaching nice and long through the arms and reaching nice and long through the head. We'll take a roll down, so with the feet hip distance apart, soften the knees a little. Drop the chin forwards and continue to let the head fall as we roll down through the spine. You can soften the knees a little more, so particularly if you've got any tension in your lower back or any back problems, you might want to bend the knees quite a lot when you roll down. Hanging over the legs here and just let the arms hang nice and long. Give the head a little turn from side to side so that any remaining bits of tension around the neck just feel like they're being washed away with that turn. And then bring the head back to centre. So we'll place the hands onto the floor and come onto our hands and knees. Let's do some cat arches. So with the hands below the shoulders, inhale, round the spine up to the ceiling. Try and bring your nose and pubic bone towards each other. And then exhale, release that, just letting the belly fall and looking forwards as you lift the bottom. Inhale, round up. Exhale, release down. One more time, inhale, lift. And exhale, down. And then come into a flat back. Take the hands over to the right side of the mat. So we're just going to walk them across to the right and try not to let your hips turn. So as you bring the hands over to the right side of the mat, press slightly back into the left hip and move out through that left shoulder. Press outwards through the left side of the rib cage to feel a stretch down the left side of the waist. And then walking the hands back through centre, and we'll do the same thing, walking the hands over to the right side this time. Just keeping the hands below the chest. And pressing back into the right hip, moving outwards through the right ribs. And then bringing the hands back to centre again. Okay, let's come down onto our tummies and we'll come into a plank position. So a forearm plank. If you can, bring the elbows so that they're about in line with your armpits and forearms parallel to each other. Relax everything to begin with. We've got 3 stages we can do a forearm plank in, and everyone's different and a different stage in a Pilates practice, so work on the level that feels right for you and achievable. So to begin with, let's just press down through the top of the thighs and the pubic bone, and as you do that, try and lift a little through the belly and the ribs. And as your belly and ribs start to lift up off the ground, start to press a bit more firmly down into the arms, so we want to feel the shoulders pressing down. Gaze over the fingertips. This is your first stage of a forearm plank. For the second stage, lift a little higher so that you're on your knees, but we still want to feel we're lifting in through the belly and tucking in slightly through the ribs. And then for the third stage, you tuck your toes well under and try pressing the knees off the ground without the bottom poking up or sinking down. So we want to keep pressing so we feel nice and strong and long through the centre. We'll hold that for 3 more breaths. Keep pressing downwards through the shoulders so there's no collapse and tightness around the neck. 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath there. And then lower the knees to the floor. Let's sit back to the bottom and we'll just stretch the arms out in front. Walk the fingertips forwards on the mat and let the head rest down. So not everyone might be able to get the bottom to the heels, but I'd like you to try and get it as close as you are able to. You can even use the fingertips on the floor to press the bottom firmly down. And then back up onto the hands and knees. Knees wide, cross the ankles and drop the bottom behind the feet. If that's not possible, swing the legs round. So we'll have the legs at hip distance apart. A little bit of spine curling now, using the abdominal strength. Arms come in front and relax the shoulders. Sit tall as you inhale. And as you exhale, just tucking under through the bottom and rounding into a C shape through the spine. We want to feel like we're trying to lift from the pelvic floor and scooping through the belly. And then roll forwards, keeping this little scoop in the belly as you roll forwards and lift up to the crown of the head again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, shoulders relaxed. Exhale, roll forwards. Inhale, lift. And exhale again into a C shape. We'll just do that 2 more times. Lifting from the pelvic floor. And exhale, roll forwards. Inhale, lift. And exhale, rolling back down again. Little scoop under through the bottom. And exhale, rolling up. And we're going to roll all the way to the floor this time with as much control as you can. So we're tucking under through the bottom and rolling the spine down nice and steadily. Use that abdominal control to control your way down to the ground. And when you come to the floor, you just want to have the bottom close enough to the feet so that your feet feel comfortably flat on the floor. So let's bring the hands back into that triangle shape over the front of the pelvis and just do that rocking motion again so that you can feel the movement of the sacrum, which is the back of the pelvis, against the ground. And as you roll, we want to find that middle position again. So you would come into the middle of the sacrum and the thumbs and the fingers should create a flat triangle across the front. So once we have that position there, we just zip up the pelvic floor muscles, zip in the lower belly and wrap the muscles around the waist, holding the ribcage in place. Bring your arms down by your side. Try and keep your pelvis in neutral and your core muscles engaged as you lighten the right foot on the floor and begin to float that right leg into a single knee fold, knee over the hip. Create a little imprint here. So to imprint, you want to just bring the pubic bone and the ribcage a tiny bit closer. Feel your lower back, create a little imprint towards the ground. And try floating the second leg up into a double knee fold. If the back suddenly jumps off the floor there, then place one leg back down to the ground. And inhale, float the arms over, keeping your rib cage softly pointing down. And exhale, arms by your side. Inhale, arms over. Exhale, arms down. We're going to lift the head and shoulders off the floor. Inhale, arms back. And exhale, curl up so you're looking over the knees. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl up and try and pull up the muscles from the pelvic floor and scoop in that lower belly. Try and avoid this from happening. The back arching as the arms go back. So keep your rib cage planted down. Pull up from the lower belly as you curl. This time we're going to stay up. So as you curl up, stay here and reach through the arms and come into little arm beats. This is called the 100. So we're going to do 100 arm beats. That's 10. So inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. That's 20. Inhale. Exhale. Again. So if your neck starts to ache a little, simply bring one hand behind the head. Inhaling. Exhaling and feeling you bringing the breath up by holding in from the lower belly. 5. In through the nose. Out through the mouth, that's 6. 7 breaths, that's 70 arm beats. 8, 2 more. Remember to return one leg to the floor if you feel it starts to strain the back or the abdomen too much. And last breath. As you finish, return the head and the arms back to the floor. Try and keep your little imprint, and we'll take the legs back to the ground with control. Try not to release this imprint until both feet are on the ground, and then when they are on the ground, you can relax. Take a full body stretch, reach the arms out behind you, and just stretch the rib cage away from the feet. Maybe wiggle a little bit of length, that feels really nice as you stretch out through the sides. And we'll do one more for our abdominal strength. Bring the arms back down by your side, bring the feet back in. This time we're going to find neutral spine and engage. And then when you bring the right leg into a single knee fold this time, we're going to bring it so it comes in line with the belly button. From there, create your imprint again, relax the shoulders, and bring the left leg up so we have a double knee fold. Bring the head and shoulders up off the ground, and just lightly pointing through the feet. Bring the left hand onto the front of the right knee and the right hand onto the outside of that right shin, and straighten the left leg forwards. So the higher you take the leg, the gentler this is on the core muscles, and the more advanced you become, the lower you'll be able to straighten the leg. So let's swap the arms and swap the leg. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Try and keep the head and shoulders lifted, and try and keep nice and steady across the line of the hips. We've got 7 more. 7, 6, 6. Nice and steady across the line of the hips. Remember, we're still trying to create this imprint down. 3, 3, 2, 2, and 1. To lower this time, I'm going to bring both knees into the chest, take the head to the ground, and give the back a little circular roll round. And then bring the knees back to centre and change the direction of those circles. And then hold the knees in the centre and turn the head from side to side. And head back to centre. So because we did a bit of rounding up with the shoulders, let's just open the shoulders out by pressing the feet down into the floor, bringing the arms down by the side, and we'll do just 3 or 4 shoulder bridges. Inhaling to prepare. Exhaling, curling the spine up off the ground, rolling up through the spine. Inhaling as you get to the top. And exhaling as we roll back down again. And do that 2 more times. Inhaling, exhaling. Imagine the spine a bit like a wheel. And then we'll just inhale at the top. And exhale as you roll down. The last one. Nice strong pelvic tilt to start that movement off. And as you roll down, just creating that pelvic tilt just before you finish with the bottom back to the floor. Drop both knees over one way, look over to the arms the other way. And go the other direction. Knees one way, arms the other way. And back to centre. And lie there. You might want to take a few minutes rest, straighten the legs out, or you might decide to carry on and do a few more exercises. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed your Pilates practice today. Bye bye.